Yo, what's up, guys? You got Nick Fuquay here.
And Mark Trahan.
We're from Sports Entertainment tonight on AOC, and we thank you for tuning in to WGS-TV.
You have warped your way into another episode of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/Wrestlegamer. I am the Wrestlegamer at Double B Bujo, and this is going to be the NXT review for the week of February 4th, 2015. Let me introduce the panel for this week's NXT review. First off, ladies and gentlemen, he is the hardcore host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio. He is the hardcore one himself, Rick Head. Rick, how you doing?
I am so sick of fucking snow. This is the third week in a row where I have seen snow out my window, and I'm just tired of it. Snow! Stop snowing, please! God, I want to move to Hawaii.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Duke of Studliness. He is the Studly man, Ashley. Ashley, what's up?
Perhaps you should send some of the snow this way because, then stuff might actually get done in our country.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is currently constructing a monument made out of hamburgers in the Huda Temple to the studliness of Ashley. It's James from the Big Easy. James, what's up?
What is snow? What is snow? What is snow?
I was going to say, if he's doing that, he needs a lot of hamburgers. I think more than the entire population of Quebec.
All right, well, basically, guys and gals, it's going to be the go-home show for the big NXT rival show coming up next week. And I tell you what, if NXT TakeOver Our Evolution is going to be anything, if Rival is going to be anything like Our Evolution, I can guarantee you guys are going to be in for one phenomenal show, because Our Evolution was indeed a great show, and Rival is probably going to be something to look forward to, especially just for the main event itself, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But anyway, let's get to this week's NXT. We open up with Carmella, who came out with the fans chanting for blue pants again, as she was taking on Emma. Not a good start for Emma this week around. Carmella would lock on that leg-lock neck hold. You would think after seeing her so many times and seeing that move that they would come up with a signature move name for it, but they did not, and Emma tapped out, so Carmella picks up the win. But, Rick, did you notice the look of frustration on Emma's face after that match was over like I did?
You know what? I did. I'm going to tell you about something with Emma. Emma is not a bad wrestler, but the gimmick that she has, coming down with that music, the whole thing, she obviously went back to NXT to, I guess they're calling it to kickstart her career, jumpstart her career, whatever it is they're calling it. She needs to completely get rid of the gimmick and restart fresh and start something new, because she does have some talent, but as long as she's doing that whole worm dance, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's not working at all.
Well, being the Divas Cat, I wrote on the Facebook page, I wrote that I don't, because C Squared, one of our admins for WGS, saying a heel turn maybe for Emma. I said, I don't know about a heel turn, but I like to see a different gimmick for Emma to keep her relevant. If done right, I think Emma could be a force in the Divas division, because really, what Rick said is that her gimmick of the dancing thing only went so far in NXT. In the main roster, it didn't do a damn thing.
Ashley, let me ask you the question. Do you feel that possibly a heel turn for Emma could, in fact, be the turn that she needs to make her career more relevant again?
Certainly, I think that could be something that's the right step. Whether it's actually just a heel, it really just needs to be a character change. Whether it's actually turning to a heel or just turning to a babyface that's actually likable would be a positive thing as well. So, I don't know. The problem is, if you're a heel turn, you'll have half the smart marks going, oh, make her a person that steals stuff from shops.
See, yeah, really.
That's the heel internet for you.
Really, her career has been going down since that, too.
I don't even think it has anything to do with the Walmart thing, because, it has to do with this gimmick. Look at the gimmick. Listen to the music. It's something that, the kiddies like. I mean, and I don't want to jump off the subject, but look at this. The other diva they got at the NXT, and with the balloons, the chick with the long braids. I don't even know.
Bayley?
Yeah, Bayley. Now she's great in NXT because when she hugs everybody, but she goes up to the WWE, they're gonna eat her alive and spit her out. I'm sorry. She just, for me, she's not a sellable character.
I beg to differ because she could actually wrestle, unlike most of the main.
Nah, I disagree. I totally disagree.
I still want a hug from her. That's all I care about.
Don't we all want a hug from her?
Anyway, guys and gals, the first match in
I
the
want a hug from Blue Pants.
Anyway, guys, the first match in the semifinals this week would feature Adrian Neville and Baron Corbin. That match has pay-per-view main event written all over it. Now, we were wondering for a long time when would Baron Corbin, who would be the first person to beat Baron Corbin in a sense. And, well, we did get the answer, but, however, not in a clean fashion. Let me elaborate a little bit on it. Apparently, while the referee was distracted by Adrian Neville inadvertently, Bull Dempsey comes out from the back, throws Baron Corbin headfirst into the steel post, and then it sets up Adrian Neville hitting the red arrow on Baron Corbin, picking up the win, advancing to the finals, and also following that, we would get the announcement that at NXT Rival, that it would be Baron Corbin and Bull Dempsey in a no DQ match. And I gotta say, well, hopefully, Ashley, third time could be the charm for this match, because for it to be really sellable, in my opinion, after the first two matches and the way it went, they really need to go a little bit all out, in my opinion, for this no DQ match.
Yeah, there needs to be some sort of speciality act sort of thing to really make it believable, because it's just a shame that you basically had two guys with the same sort of build, given the same storyline, and then one had to be cut off.
Rick, let me ask you.
Rick,
let me ask you this question: do you think a clean finish could have been accomplished with in this matchup instead of the way they had it?
That's kind of a hard one. I mean, honestly, I'm glad the way it kind of ended, because it gave Adrian Neville, I guess, the finish without him really knowing what happened, because he was like unaware of the fact that Bull Dempsey had came to the ring and attacked Corbin. So if you look at it from that aspect, I think that Adrian Neville needed to come out on top. I don't think he's going to get all the way to the number one contendership, because rumor is that he is going to WWE, the main roster. So it's a coin toss on that one. It could have ended clean, but it's hard. That's one of those questions that's really, you can't really answer a clean yes or no.
Yeah, definitely. Following that, we would basically have a preview for the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women'S Championship in the form of Bayley and Becky Lynch. And, James, I don't know if you kind of saw this, but possibly a rift is now happening with the boss, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch, based on the finish of the match. Lynch was out there recovering from her getting her knee attacked, and basically Sasha Banks threw her into the ring, and Bayley hits the Bayley to belly on Becky Lynch to pick up the win. Kind of a little bit of a rift happening between those two.
Yeah, I think really it's a fatal 4-way. You have those two part of the NXT Women's title match, and you have to add some rift to it, because if you have them still together, I think it kind of gives more to the fact that we all know Becky Lynch won't win. But if you split them up for this match, then it'd be more possible. It's like it could be anybody's match, really. And it's interesting how they're going for the knee of both Bayley and Becky Lynch. So it could be one of those two maybe getting that losing because of the injury for next week. But this one's going to be very interesting. And with Bayley, really, I kind of like the gimmick, but at the same time, it needs a little bit improvement. It needs to be added differently if they want to bring it up to the main roster.
The final semifinals match this week, guys, possibly who I like to personally consider two of the newest, brightest stars in NXT in the form of Hideo Itami and Finn Balor. And I gotta tell you, I agree with the crowd 100%, Ashley, when they started chanting several things, including marking out, and better than Raw. I mean, hands down, NXT, you know, we can also say all the way back from NXT TakeOver Our Evolution, even on that review, we even said it on there. Whatever they're doing with NXT right now, they're doing it right. And this matchup right here with Hideo Itami and Finn Balor is just prime evidence of them actually doing what they need to do right with that show.
4 words, all hail Triple H. I mean, no doubt, you obviously saw the podcast recording. Triple H runs it by himself, with pretty much no influence from anybody. And that might be a hint as to when Vince leaves, somewhere down the line eventually, WWE will probably be in good hands.
Oh, definitely.
If this is the quality of stuff that Triple H can give us in 1 hour with occasional 2-hour specials, think what happens when we get 2-hour shows, because I don't think he'll want Raw to be 3 hours.
He even mentioned that on the podcast in itself, that how incredibly hard it is to do a 3-hour show every week.
And then 3-hour pay-per-views.
What I think would be good, not to chime in real quick, is if they did Raw for 3 hours, I would like to see a 1-hour NXT with a 2-hour Raw.
That would actually be something that could work.
Yeah. You know. So, just a food for thought.
Anyway, officially, guys, the finish of the match, it was Finn Balor hitting the coup de grace, the flying double stomp on Hideo Itami. Finn Balor now wins, and now the finals will be on NXT Rival. Next week, it'll be Adrian Neville and Finn Balor. And knowing the caliber of talent these two guys are, that's going to be an even more amazing match to watch. Because we all know how Adrian Neville has already been certified, bona fide. We know what he can do. And if Finn Balor, with the reputation he has and what we've seen from him so far, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I hope, since it's a special, like NXT TakeOver Rival, that maybe they'll let Balor come out with the body paint, like he did at Our Evolution.
And you know, with the body paint, I've noticed that he only comes out with the body. He should be coming out with the body paint more often, because, you know, you have wrestlers like Goldust and Stardust, and they come out with their body paint all the time. And other wrestlers have come out with their body paint all the time. Well, or just even their face paint. So I think he should be, you know, Finn Balor should be doing that on a regular basis. Even though the NXT is developmental, they should be doing that on a regular basis. It's just, I know the WWE thinks that, you know, people might become complacent with it. It's a mistake. That's just my thoughts.
Overall score in NXT this week, the go-home show leading up into NXT TakeOver Rival, was indeed a really good show. I mean, I don't know how many times we can praise Triple H for the job he's done with NXT, but every week it seems to get better and better. And again, with NXT TakeOver Rival next week, again, I'm really looking forward to it, because TakeOver Our Evolution was such a phenomenal, really, really well done show. I can only imagine what we got in store for NXT TakeOver Rival coming up next week. Best match of the night, hands down, Hideo Itami and Finn Balor. It was an amazing match. Great spots throughout the match. Even the NXT audience was into it. And again, I just love how they're really so enthusiastic about the show and enthusiastic about the NXT product. And I'm saying NXT product because probably 99% of them really don't like the main product right now. And, you know, I don't fault them for that. You know, there's a lot of things about the main product right now that are just not right now. So I don't know how many times I've said it right, but I'm done with that one. I really don't have a worst match or worst segment of the night, because the rest of the show was just really, really well done. I really can't see anything bad about Carmella and Emma. Adrian Neville. It's amazing to me how much Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy are over with the NXT audience. I can only imagine what they're going to do with these two guys when they bring them up to the main roster. If you can get a crowd of 16,000 people to start singing along to his little opening catchphrases that he does in NXT, that'll signify that, man, this guy really has the stuff. So this will be interesting to see when they actually call up Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. I'm looking forward to that. Can't say anything bad about Adrian Neville and Baron Corbin either, and Bayley and Becky Lynch either. Overall, it was a good show, but the matchup that really shined the brightest, in my opinion, this week was Hideo Itami and Finn Balor. It was an amazing match, and it was again, that's one of the reasons why I love the WWE Network, despite some people still want to go #cancel WWE Network. You are fools for doing that. But anyway, guys and gals, my overall score in NXT is going to be a 4 out of 5. Rick, over to you. Your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of NXT this week.
You know what? Yeah, I definitely got to give a 4.5 out of 5. You know, like I said, with the exception of maybe one or two matches, even maybe that one little Bayley match, which I really didn't care about. I'd have to say the main event match truly was a shine, of NXT. Cannot wait to see NXT Revolution Rivals, next week. Should be excellent to see. NXT really is, the saving grace of WWE right now. So.
Oh, hands down, yeah, hands down, definitely. It makes the WWE product worth watching. And again, if Triple H running the way NXT is any indication of what we're going to expect from him when he starts taking over Vince's job, WWE's got a bright future in their hands. That's all I'm going to say about that. James, over to you. Your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of NXT. James.
He's stunned.
No. Go to Ash right quick. I need to do something quick. All
right, Ashley, your thoughts on NXT this week?
My scoring system is broken, so I give it 7 out of 5. It's really good to see the indie wrestling that I've been going to love over the years now really getting a good platform. And Neville, I'm pretty sure Neville versus Balor has happened somewhere over the years. Probably in the UK, considering it is Pac versus Devitt. And then the part 72 of the El Generico Kevin Steen feud continues in a different evolution. But even some of the undercard stuff for next week looks strong, and the way they built up to it, bar possibly, Steen's promo not being perfectly accurate, but this is what happens when you want to push a guy that quickly that needs probably a bit more time to work on his promo stuff, because he's not used to not being able to drop whatever the hell he wants to in a promo. If you look at some of the stuff that he does on Twitter, he's still got that, but even he's more restrained on that. Like, there was once somebody asked him, "Why are you the man?" And he tweeted back saying, "Because I have male genitalia." That is a very Steen response, but obviously by saying genitalia, it's an Owens response.
Yeah,
rather
definitely.
Than dick.
Because WWE kind of monitors the social media thing. We even
which is ironic, considering Triple H DX.
Yeah, pretty much. James, are you ready for your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of NXT?
I never have a worst, so don't ask me on worst. The best I would have to say is the main event, because really you have these two, they work together, in Japan and all that stuff, and just to see it here in NXT, it was a great. I don't think they had a match in Japan with each other, but you know what I'm saying. Overall score, I will give it a 4.5 out of 5. I might have to say something about Emma, but I think at the same time, it's like I think she went back down to improve her skill. That's all I'm saying.
I have to make some corrections, James. There was a worse segment of the night.
What was that?
When it finished.
Oh.
I agree. When it finished.
More. That is.
On that note, guys and gals, what we want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on NXT this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of NXT this week? We definitely want to know what you guys out there have to say. Be sure to put your comments in the comment section below, whether you like or hate me. It's pretty sure evident there's one guy out there that doesn't like me too much. But anyway, that's another story for another time. But anyway, guys and gals, where can fans check you out on HWR?
Of course, they can always check us out on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And, of course, you can always check us out on our YouTube page. That's youtube.com/HWR Show. And, of course, we love haters. So, for those of you who want to go harass Billy, you know what? Once you get some balls, come on over and harass us. Because guess what? You'll make hate us even more.
Ladies and gentlemen, he has officially made the song of the Who Dat Temple, Weird Al Yankovic's I Want a New Duck. It's James from the Big Easy. James, got anything coming up?
No. I'm still on twitch.tv/fatboy504 where I still do PS4 gameplay. But I actually have something new. I started my own YouTube page.
Yeah, I saw that.
It is youtube.com/JTD70129 where I'll be talking random stuff. You see, I have already did a prediction for WrestleMania 31 and 2 reviews of WWE 2K15, one for the Xbox 360 and one for the PS4. And the PS4 one is just basically recent, so check it out.
The link to James's YouTube channel will be in the description box, guys. Just expand that description box, and you'll see the links to everyone's channels here on WGS-TV. In fact, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/WGS-TV. And don't forget to please subscribe, if you haven't already, to youtube.com/WrestleGamer. Whether you like me or hate me, hey, I'm here to stay. Anyway, guys and gals, for the Studley Man Ashley, for the hardcore host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, Rick Head and James the Big Easy, I'm the WrestleGamer. Don't be Boutro, saying thank you very much for watching.
Dangerous right here, and down goes Eli. Kid Crash made him pay for it. Now Kid Crash, go away. Oh shit, what the fuck? What the fuck?